Epidemic is from epi, among or upon, plus demos, people or district. The original epidemie was an old French word, and the among and upon people and districts they were talking about was bubonic plague. By contrast, the same disease that's no longer limited to certain districts and has moved everywhere is a pandemic. Pan is the Greek god of nature and fertility, essentially the god of all the physical world. He's sort of human above, but mutton below, and rumor had it, Pan is very well endowed. Kids, that means he acquired a huge financial grant about the time of his bar mitzvah. Pandemonium was the name of the palace in the center of hell in John Milton's 1667 classic Paradise Lost. Many English words start as a simile or metaphor. If your job is so tedious, it reminds you of drilling a hole without electricity, it's boring. A hopefully well-marked boundary around a prison camp where, if you cross it, you can be shot, that's the deadline. If your house is worth less than you owe, you're underwater. If you can logically and quickly arrive at the right conclusions from lots of data, some of which is irrelevant, you're sharp. You might have an acute sense of humor. That's a geometric term implying sharp. If not, maybe you're just dull. Google was a company with a search engine. Now it's a verb. Facebook wasn't a word either. Now it's a noun and verb. Like many words in English, Hell's Palace, pandemonium, became a simile or metaphor, then became a word that means a place of uproar and disorder in the late 1700s. It was broadened to wild, lawless confusion in the 1860s. A panacea is a universal remedy in Latin. Various herbs were called panacea when they were believed to cure everything. Greek panacea was the all-cure. A mime is a mimic actor, but earlier a mime was a buffoon who gesticulated a lot. A Greek mimic actor, literally an imitator of all, is a pantomimos, from which we get pantomime. Pangea is the hypothetical name for the single landmass that split up into continents. And, of course, pan is bread in Spanish, and a bread product fried in a pan is a pancake. There's probably no etymological relationships there, so a pandemic is an epidemic everywhere. The last pandemic was called Spanish influenza. Though it didn't start in Spain, it was first noticed by the newspapers there in 1918. My name is Jim, and I live in a green era where words have meaning and they matter.